Good day, everybody. Just wanted, or this is since I do weekly videos now of my reviews and theories of episodes of the new MTV show Scream. Um, this episode was great, start to finish. The episode was called Aftermath, and like I said, this is my review and theories on who I think the killer is. And yes, I will be talking a little bit also about the preview for the next episode, episode 5, as well. So you don't want to be spoiled up with that or whatever. I'll leave it near the end if you don't want to. If you don't want to hear about that, if you don't, want to know anything, you want to go into an episode without knowing anything, which is fine. I know some people do. I know I do sometimes with other shows. This one's a little bit different for me personally. So if not, when I do talk about it or start talking about it, you can skip to when I don't. So, anyways, like I said, another great episode, and this is episode 4, and now and then since they only have 10 episodes for the whole season, things are gonna pick up. Just expected. You have episode 4 now, and obviously 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got these episodes, 6 episodes now from 4 to 10. I think they're supposed to pick up, especially if they are gonna reveal who the killer is in the season finale, even if they're re-upped in season 2. I would go with a whole new cast, different situation, or a continuation with a new cast, new killer. Maybe X amount, like they can have it like X amount of years later, 5 years or something, with a different group of kids or people, and then something, killing starting again, sort of thing. Like a couple of years later, because obviously, they're gonna be taping it soon, so these kids will still be looking young. So you just have them continuing the story, as in they would still be part of it, but other different actors. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain. You either have a whole entire crew that's new, or not. But anyways, season 4, a lot to say, a lot to think about. I think the best place to start is really from everything. Well, obviously you can check my Twitter feed and everything I talked about, but to talk about here is the whole missing head situation of Tyler, who was killed in episode 1 along with Nina. I think the killer hid or had it in his possession, not just as a trophy, but to hide it and make people think Tyler was still alive. To be quite honest, more so than anything else, to make people think that maybe that he could have been the killer of Nina and others, or to use him in a way, in his phone and everything, as a pawn and everything. So you got all that, and but as it was revealed when they were there in that hospital, that there's more than one Brandon James Mack, that this layer, it's not where this psychopathic killer lives or stays. It's not like a true layer. It's more like a storage facility for him in a way, than anything else. The killer's usually not there long, whether it's a team or just one person. That's just where they put things. And as I suspected, and as I tweeted out, I thought the missing head was like a memento that he kept of Tyler, as he kept, I think it was a necklace and other items from the other people killed, like, Nina, Rachel, and Riley from last week. I still think it's Kieran as a killer, but I might be swayed next week with watching the previews, and it could be a group, and even a group of 4. I'm not saying I'm changing it. I'm just saying I'm thinking about it. And that group of 4 would be Emma's mom, the sheriff, the teacher, and Kieran. Just by the actions in tonight's episode from Emma's mom and the sheriff, the sheriff's always been suspicious to me in general. You share too much with him. He always wants to be the first one to know things. Well, he is the sheriff, but still, being too close for comfort, in my opinion. Then the teacher, who's mostly with the students, the whole blackmail situation with the jocks of this episode, or of the show. But, yeah, and then you have that trio, Emma, Audrey, and Noah now, search out the killer, especially how Noah was distraught after, obviously, his, what was going to be future girlfriend, Riley, was killed, and now he's mad, and as I tweeted out, like I said, now he'll use his knowledge of horror stuff and whatever for a good way. Instead of trying to scare others, he's going to use it to try to find out who the killer is and use it to that advantage and figure it out and put these pieces to the puzzle together. Here's obviously I am as a viewer of the show, who the killer is. Now my official pick is still Kieran, but I think depending on how episode 5 goes, I might sway to either a team of 4 or less, obviously 3 or 2, because for some reason I do think that at least, the very least, the sheriff's involved. Whether it's with the team or maybe he's by himself, I don't know. But like I said, this episode was great, and I think, as it should, progressing everything and making, dropping those clues on who it could be, maybe red herring kind of clues as well, to make you think it's somebody it's not. I also liked Brooke, her transformation in a way after Riley was killed, and how that affected her so much, and now she doesn't want to be what she was, being the what of the school and whatever, and she wants to be, and as it seems like she wants to be her true self, like her high school thing was a facade. It's what she thought she had to be, what she thought others wanted her to be. She played it well, sure, but maybe it wasn't the true her. Maybe the true her wants to be good, kind, caring, and better than that, and above that. And I think we're seeing that beginning of the transformation for Brooke. She wants to be a better person. And I think, sadly, it took Riley's passing to spark that in her, that epiphany, so to speak. The loss of her and everything, and the whole situation, that she doesn't want to be that anymore. She wants to be better. She wants to be what I think is her true self. I think, yeah, she thinks she wants to be there for her friends, not to, like I said, be what she was and do what she did, as in stirring the pot and all the other stuff. Because she wants people to like her. And as much as she thought being the prom queen kind of stereotype person, she was, as much as that got her popularity in a way, it was more negative popularity because people disliked her because she would screw with people, or because she thought she was better than others, and yada yada. But now, because of the situations and everything, she wants to be better, and I commend her for it, and I commend the writers of the show of having this transformation for Brooke, as well. Obviously the main thing is finding out who the killer is, but also, building these characters and progressing them and making them what they should be, really. So that was nice to see as well. But this team of Emma, Audrey, and Noah's going to be pretty cool. And like I said from the previews, it looked like Kieran was threatening Emma. To be quite honest, I was kind of happy that he wasn't even in this episode, at least from what I saw. I might have missed it. But I don't think he was even in this episode at all. Because this whole love triangle thing, as much as, it has, it's usually a storyline for a show like this or slasher movies in general, at least I think. It was really getting under my skin with Kieran and his actions. And even to the point, not just under my skin because that's how the writers wrote it, or his character, or the situation, but more just under my skin to a point where it's just uncomfortable, really, as well. Um, but and under my skin where it just didn't make sense either, and it looks like they're moving away from that in a way. That now in episode 5, we'll see his true colors and whatever. Um, I think I think the teacher also could be a red herring. As much as I even said I could change my mind, but we'll see in episode 5. But from the previews and from everything that people have been talking about in other YouTube videos and AfterBuzz TV that I watched the host there, um, that I think it's, I don't know, in a way it's too obvious for him to be part of the team or be whatever. If anything, if I had to think of an outside the box, either one killer or team, Emma's mom and the sheriff. They tell each other everything anyways. They hide things. The way Emma's mom was talking to her daughter there about, oh, you have to tell us this, share this, share that. I mean, yeah, you could say it's believable because she's a mother. And, your underage kids, they have to tell you everything. Your request and stuff like that, So it's believable that way. But just the way she did it, her mannerisms, her eye contact, the sheriff, like I said, his nonverbal cues to me, makes me think maybe those two are working together, in that way. I mean, they work together anyways in their jobs. That maybe that could be the case, but that could be, like I said, I'm still going with Karen, but you never know. Obviously, they think you'll not see it coming, but as I said in the last video, someone's gonna get it right. Whether it's me, whether it's one of my backup thoughts of who it could be, or it's somebody else's main thought and they were right all along, that kept it from episode 1. Somebody's gonna get it right, and someone will see it coming. Whether it's a majority or minority, it doesn't matter. Someone will. Yeah, just obviously, that's the episode in a nutshell. Obviously, I'm just talking about the main points and what I took away from the episode. And one thing for people out there that are like me, and others, and I mean others that are on YouTube that do this, that are doing weekly reviews and theories. Don't miss the little things in the episode. For what something that might not, with A, might not make sense, or B, that you don't think has any meaning, that you think is just a scene to be a scene. Every scene counts in a way, as in every scene has a purpose, otherwise it wouldn't be part of the episode. And not just the scene in itself, with what's said, but also the things there. Meaning, like might be something on a table or in the background or whatever that could be a clue. That could be a clue of who the killer is, or a clue of the whole story plot in itself. You know what I mean? Don't miss the little stuff. Don't miss the little stuff that's being said. Don't miss the little stuff that's within a scene. And just don't. Usually, the smallest things are the biggest clues, and as I would say, the straight line to figuring out something. So, just a word of advice, I guess. But that's just how I do. I'm always, always looking, always finding the smaller details, whether it's when I'm talking about the show, or I'm talking about a pro wrestling WWE storyline, or even random things of like football or NFL football and stuff, like little things like in the interviews of NFL players or stuff like that. The little things that I noticed that I think, oh, he's BSing us on this, and oh, he's telling the truth on that. Just sometimes I pick up on it. Sometimes I'm wrong. So I'm not perfect. I'm just saying that's what I try to do, and hopefully, some of you at least respect that opinion, whether you do that or not. But just take it to heart. But anyways, like I said, episode 4 review and theories of this episode called Aftermath. Obviously, I'm doing this weekly. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. My video quality will be better in August, so next month. Getting a laptop, being able to do videos that way. Might even have an intro an actual intro for my videos. So not just the quality, but the entertainment factor of it as well. So if you do subscribe, that's something to look forward to. My podcasts are coming back, so big things hopefully happening, at least for myself for this channel, moving forward. So thank you for your time. Have a great day, and leave your comments in the comment section below if you want to, of who you think the killer is, and what did you think of this episode. If there was stuff that I missed, which I'm sure there is, I'm sure someone out there will let me know about it. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.